what these group of Robin Hooders and Wall Street bettors have been able to do. I mean, I used to battle with the shorts all the time. The shorts are usually right in the sense that they have the fundamental value, pretty much worked out, but they have a way also sometimes of getting overly aggressive. So there's different types of short players. There's short sellers that are healthy. They check the market. They bet against stocks. That works. It's good. It creates liquidity, stops stocks from going up too fast. Then there's other types of shorts that actually conspire to drive stocks down. They will create press releases, investigations, and they will try to short a stock out of business almost. They often are so short, they have the potential to create a short squeeze, meaning if buyers come together on the other side, they can create a rally and literally wipe the shorts out.
Hey guys, so I'm watching The Real Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. I don't know if you guys watched The Wolf of Wall Street, but it's about a 3-hour movie. It's a great movie actually, but you got to be able to digest that. So we all know what happened. Well, if you don't know, some people don't know. Some people are clueless. But in the market, something unique happened, right? For the average person. For the hedge funds, they have been doing this for a long time. So what they wanted to do was short sell GameStop. The GameStop stock. And in short selling that GameStop stock, they wanted to literally just wipe out GameStop, right? That was the whole point. That's what Jordan Belfort's talking about. That was the whole point, of them doing this short sale, right? But the new investors, the retail investors, us on Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, and they have something on Reddit with the Wall Street bets, right? So I started studying this. And it was a group of them that found out that the hedge funds, a couple of hedge funds, were going to short GameStop down to zero and out of business. So they said, okay, well, let's all get together. It was like 2 million of them got together and started buying the GameStop stock. Okay. So instead of now those big hedge funds shorting it and betting that the stock is going to go down and make billions, they lost billions because the stock actually went up, right? So the hedge funds lost $3 billion. I've heard some of them committed suicide. I've heard some of their wives have filed for divorce. I've heard some of them have lost their homes, right? But in Wall Street, in the financial sector, they have been doing this for years and decades. This is not nothing new. It's new to us because, again, this is the white man's game, and it's not designed for us to play in it, and it's not designed for us to win in it. So black and brown people, we think this is new information. But to the wealthy, to the billionaires, to the rich people that have been doing this, they already know about this, and they always do it, and they always participate in it, right? Now, there are some companies that made a lot of money because they bought GameStop at $2, right? But the other companies, I think it was Melvin Financial or something, or 72 points or something like that. Whatever big companies, these billionaire companies, these billion-dollar companies, they wanted to short this stock so they can make a lot of money on the way down, because you can make money on the way up and you can make money, on the way down. So congratulations to all the people, right? I didn't get in on it. I didn't get that call, to put, a couple grand in. But one of the guys that was on the Wall Street bets, he put 13 grand overnight, made $100,000, right? So everybody that actually made money, great for them, right? Now we know how this game is played. But unfortunately, we live in a world where there's regulation. They want to regulate everything. Now, what the government's going to do, because those hedge funds that lost money, they was also in bed with the government. So the government ain't feeling that. So they're going to change the rules. They're going to try to put these restrictions, on, the stock market, where you're going to have a certain amount of money. You got to have a certain amount of margin, to be able to now invest with. You're going to have a certain net worth. So this is why, I'm telling people now to get into this thing. The retail investor, right, was able to get in and make hundreds, thousands, millions, billions of dollars without working, just like these hedge funds been doing for years, just like the government has been doing for years, but they didn't tell us, right? They didn't tell the retail investors. And shout out to Robinhood, because Robinhood actually put 2.3 million new people into the market. So even though Robinhood may be on a shit list, they also brought a platform for the average person to invest $1 and get at least one share or a piece of a company, right? See, that's never done in history. We was always locked out, right? We was always locked out of finance. We was always locked out, right, of the big boy game, and now we can play it. Right? So we need to be studying this market, black people. We don't need to be worried about who's got the biggest butt on Instagram, who's doing the busted challenge and all these other challenges. We need to be studying the stock market, guys, so we can start to build our wealth. We need to study the stock market, guys, so we can build our wealth. So Jordan Belfort, he basically said that the retail investors were the winners. They were the ones who came off winning. He said he's happy that they did this, because this been going on with the hedge funds for so long. It's gonna have to take something drastic, like literally them losing money, for them to stop playing these freaking games and putting these businesses out of business. Even though GameStop was already going out of business, they wanted to put GameStop out of business even faster, right? So this is a dog-eat-dog world. Right? That's why you got to educate yourself. I have these books. Educate yourself. Literally. Educate yourself, man. Start educating yourself on these stocks. I have a class called Black Wealth, where my goal is to get 100 women in that group, right? And we talk about investing. We talk about investing in ourselves. We talk about business. We talk about relationships. We talk about everything. Right? And whatever information I get or knowledge I obtain, guess what? Now I bring it to that class, right? Because the reality is we all we have, right? We are all we have. So it's like, now is the time, folks. Black and brown people, it's the time now to study this market. Study where the real bag is at. Not a job, not going to college. Oh, I want to be the first one to go to my college. No, I want to be the first millionaire in my family. So how do you do that? You start studying the billionaires. That's what the Wall Street bets guys on Reddit did. They studied the companies and they gave a correct call, right? That's really all it is. The stock market is compiled of people that are buying and selling stocks all day long. Right? And a lot of people are buying stock on margin, which is really debt. Margin is really like a credit card. So the companies like Robinhood and TD Ameritrade and Fidelity, they give you these margins to be able to use to go and invest and make money. Right? So now is the time, guys, to start studying this. If you don't have Robinhood, even though Robinhood's on a shit list right now, I still think Robinhood's a good company. I still think Robinhood's a good app. Robinhood put 2.3 million people into the market that otherwise would not have been able to get into the market. Right? So I think they did a good thing. They just made a bad move when they shut everybody out from actually selling and buying the GameStop stock. Right? So, people are mad about that now. But I think Robinhood is still a good company. I still think it's a good app. It still allows you to buy at least $1 worth of stock. I use TD Ameritrade and Fidelity. So those are more solid, online apps. The Robinhood app was more of the younger retail investor. So if you were like maybe under 30, right, you were easily able to use that, connect your bank account, put a couple dollars here, you got paid, you put another couple dollars, got the stimulus, you put another couple dollars, right? So it was easy to do, right? So now where all of these people, Wall Street bets and the Reddit, they made so much money, the government can't stomach that. The government can't sleep. They don't want average people making money. Right? The government only wants to make money and they want to starve everybody else. That's how the government works. It ain't no fair share. It ain't no fair playing field. It ain't even in the playing field with this shit. It's the government wants to be the top head in charge. They want to make all the money. They want to make all the decisions, and they want to collapse everybody else. And they want everybody else to be out of business. They want everybody else to be at the bottom of the totem pole and dependent upon them. Look what's happening with this whole COVID, right? All these states, government have shut down people's businesses and restaurants. That's collapsing people's businesses. Meanwhile, the government winning. And then I talk about black business or white business, business in general. Meanwhile, the government's winning and all these businesses are suffering, right? So the government been playing this dirty game for decades. And now we're able to see and learn what they doing too. So that's why getting Bitcoin is so critical. That's why getting into the digital space is so critical. That's why starting your own business is so critical, because again,
all investors been able to do here is shocking. It deserves an applause.
Like he said, look, deserving applause.
I think, by the way, I don't think it's illegal, because most of them, by the way, if you actually go through the message boards, what they're saying, they love the stock. They're just having fun, and they want to kind of stick it to the man more than anything. So it's a shocking thing, but they better be careful, because when it's over, it's going to be like catching a falling knife, and it's going to drop precipitously. So I just want people.
So I'll put this video actually below for you guys to watch it. But now is the time, guys, to start a business. Now is the time, guys, to start networking. Now is the time to start building your net worth. Now is the time to invest. Now is the time to start reading books. Now is the time to start filling up your head with knowledge, and not just Instagram memes, right? Not just Facebook memes. Fill your head up with real knowledge, where you got to actually sit down and highlight shit, where you got to actually sit down and take notes, attend some seminars, attend some events, guys. It's time to level up. Pay attention to the market, because that's where your 401k is at. That's where your money in the bank is at. That's where your insurance, your life insurance, all that is in the market. So why not study the market? And we have all this information at our fingertips. It's time, friends, right? Like I said, I want to grow my group to about 100 people. I got about 60, 65 people right now in the group. Go to blackwealth101.net. It's a yearly program. I go live every month in that group, and then you're able to connect with other like-minded people so that you can be able to grow. And then if you don't have a business, you can start a financial education business in the financial sector. If you go to jointanishamarie.com, it's $20 to actually get started. It's $20 to sign up, and it's $34 a month, where now you can learn more about finance. You can learn more about credit. You can learn more about investing, credit, investing, finance, retirement, right? Because a lot of people, those hedge funds that betted against GameStop, that it was going to crumble. Do you know? People had their 401ks tied up in those hedge funds, and they lost all of their money. But the hedge fund is not going to call the person that has that 401k and say, oh, we lost. No, it's not until it's time for you to retire, or when you decide to check your statement, or you decide to check on your 401k, is when you're going to realize, damn, I ain't got no money. And unfortunately, a lot of people are going to commit suicide behind not having money when they retire. So I only can help those who want to be helped. I only can help those who want to work with me, period. Right? So at the end of the day, guys, the time is today. Today, it is February 1st. Let's make Black history. Even though we're making history every day, even though we have the ability to take the time to make history every day, this is what matters. This is what's going to count. You starting and you making a decision that my life is worth more than a paycheck, a flimsy paycheck that my job is giving me. But you got to love yourself. You got to love yourself enough to say, I'm not dealing with this little flimsy paycheck, and I'm going to create my own. So go to blackwealth101.net and join tanishamarie.com. Get involved with both programs, and I'll see you guys on the inside.
People to be really careful when they're playing in this space.